Hi guys, so I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys in ages. My last two sitting down videos, which were the how to stop breaking out video and the eBay bikini try-on video, were pre-recorded. I recorded them before going to Australia, and I know before uploading those I went off of YouTube for about a month, and that was because I went to Australia. That's why I pre-recorded some videos in hopes that I would be able to schedule them well when I'm in Australia. However, I just didn't have enough time to edit them before I went away. I had last presentations and bits of work for uni before I graduated, so I was really prioritizing uni and uni work because I graduated this year, so I had a lot of work due in, a lot of final bits of work and presentations and things, so I just didn't have enough time to edit. If I had time in Australia to edit them videos, I would have, but it was impossible because I was on a holiday. I was going all over the eastern coast of Australia, was staying in Gold Coast, went to Brisbane, drove down to Sydney. I was in Australia for over 3 weeks and I just didn't have any time to post any content for you guys, so I'm very sorry. I'm actually not going back to Leeds until September, so all those videos you are seeing from Leeds were all pre-recorded. I have one more pre-recorded video, but that's also fashion related, and I feel like my channel at the minute is so fashion heavy. I wanted to make something beauty related today. So in today's video I want to do a review and a comparison of this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer with my all-time favorite drugstore concealer of all time, which is the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. The shade selection of this concealer is amazing, and I just really want to see how this looks against my all-time favorite concealer, the Lasting Perfection by Collection, because this is pretty much the only concealer that I ever wear, and it's definitely the only drugstore concealer that I ever wear. I have tried different concealers in the past, such as Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and nothing ever compared to this. I'm not wearing any face makeup today, I'm only wearing eye makeup, because the first thing that I want to do is put some of my NYX concealer on one half of my face and put some Collection concealer on the other half of my face, then put my foundation and full face of makeup on, go about my day. So the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer retails for £8 and only has 3.5 ml. So you don't get a lot of product in this concealer. On the other hand, the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer retails for £4.19 and you get 6.5 ml. So when it comes to being money efficient, you get way more product in the Collection concealer. It's nearly a double and it costs half the price. I decided to buy two shades, one in the shade Vanilla and one in the shade Natural. With my Collection concealer, I tend to mix number 1 fair and number 3 warm medium together. So I'm going to open this in the shade Vanilla first. It literally has 2 coats of this plastic. I don't know why they packed it so much. Okay, so this concealer is a doe foot just like this. And let's see about the color. Also, my face is way paler than my arms, so of course I'm going to be matching myself to my body, not to my face. So they might appear slightly darker on my face than my skin tone, but I am tanned. My face, I just don't tan my face because I don't want to age quicker. But yeah, this is the one in the shade Vanilla here. It looks pretty light, not going to lie, it looks pretty light against my hand. I hope you can see that. I'm going to compare it to Collection in number 1 fair, but I have a feeling number 1 fair is going to be even lighter. Yeah, number 1 fair is slightly lighter than the one in the shade Vanilla, and I would say number 1 fair is definitely more of a neutral undertone, whereas next one is definitely more of a yellow undertone. Now I'm going to swatch it against Collection Lasting Perfection number 3 warm medium here, and yeah, 3 warm medium is darker than the shade Vanilla, so I feel like I could actually maybe possibly just use the shade Vanilla. But I'm also going to swatch the NYX concealer in Natural next to 3 Warm Medium from Collection, just so we can tell. And well, I kind of feel like the shade Natural is also a bit lighter than number 3 from Collection. Collection definitely doesn't have as good of a shade selection in comparison to the next one. NYX has many different shades, whereas Collection only has a few. So the Natural also looks lighter than number 3 Warm Medium and looks again more yellow undertone. So first I'm going to apply the NYX concealer in the shade Vanilla on this half of my face. I like to apply 1 layer of concealer before my foundation, then go in with my foundation and apply another layer on top. That's just the way I like it. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to apply this NYX concealer on this half of my face. And to blend that, I'm going to use my EcoTools stippling brush. I really like the coverage of this concealer. This is the first time I'm wearing it, and I really like the coverage. But yeah, let's compare it against the Collection concealer. So I'm going to try to use less product, so then we have a fair comparison since I'm using both shades. I actually like how both of these concealers look. I would even say that the next one has more coverage than the Collection concealer. The difference is slight, however, because both of these concealers are full coverage concealers. But I don't want to speak too soon before I apply my foundation and go over with a second layer. So I'm going to apply my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation with using the same EcoTools stippling brush, and then I'll apply another layer of my concealer. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly apply it. So now my foundation is on, I'm going to apply the second layer of concealer. I don't want to use too much because I know it's a high coverage concealer. And then my Collection concealer. I feel like this Collection concealer is slightly thinner in consistency, so sometimes I feel like I need to apply a little more product than with the next one, because next one feels quite thick. I think it's probably best for me to zoom you in so you can see up close how they both look. NYX side and the Collection side. Right guys, so I let this concealer set for a few minutes on both sides, and I can honestly say I like them both equally so far. I am very happy about the lack of creasing, because usually I struggle a bit with creasing underneath my eyes. However, it's only been a few minutes and creasing is likely to get worse throughout the day. So definitely update you on how the creasing goes. But when it comes to the coverage, I'm really impressed with the NYX concealer. I knew Collection concealer had an amazing coverage. Both of these concealers have a very similar finish. It's neither matte nor dewy or shiny. I don't like matte concealers, very matte concealers, because I feel like they look crusty on my dry skin, and I also feel like they are more aging. So if you put something really matte underneath your eyes, you are more likely to get wrinkles and dry under eyes. It's not matte, it's not dewy. I think I had to use slightly less product on the NYX side compared to the Collection side, just because NYX concealer is slightly thicker in consistency, so I didn't have to use that much product. However, in the end, I achieved pretty much the same results. So far I don't have a winner. This is crazy. I've not been able really to find any concealers that compare to Collection, especially because all the full coverage concealers crease on me really badly. But we'll see at the end of the day. I will check back in with you and give you my final thoughts. Hi guys, I'm back. It's been about 8 hours now, which I think is quite a reasonable time to test out concealers. I'm using artificial lights as it's already dark outside, so I don't know whether you guys would be able to tell this, but I feel like the Collection concealer definitely oxidized more than the NYX concealer. I think the concealer itself is darker, and I remember when I initially applied it, it was pretty much identical. The color on both sides looked pretty much identical, and now the Collection side looks a little darker, so I kind of prefer the NYX side for the brightening. I think in terms of longevity, both of the concealers look perfect. I'm very happy with how both of them look. When you look at me from the distance, I would definitely say, surprisingly, the NYX side I like more than the Collection side. I did not expect to say that. As I said, I've tried many Drugstore concealers over the years and nothing ever compared to my Collection Lasting Perfection. However, when I look at myself closer, I can tell that the NYX side creased a little more than the Collection side. Now, it could be to the fact that this side of my face has more creasing anyway, but I also think it could be to do with the fact that the NYX concealer is more thick in consistency. Thicker concealers tend to crease more, hence why I didn't like Makeup Revolution Concealer and Define Concealer. I also didn't like the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer that so many people rave about. Both the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer and the Makeup Revolution Concealer were creasing on me very badly. With that being said, neither of the sides are perfect. They both have creasing, but I don't think it's anything bad for a full coverage concealer. I think with full coverage concealers, they will usually crease on me regardless, but some of them crease significantly more than the others. These two are probably the ones that crease the least. In terms of finish, nothing changed there. Neither of those concealers are matte or dewy. They didn't get oily or dewy throughout the day, and they didn't set matte either. They stayed at a natural finish, so I actually think these are very comparable. So yeah, my review of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer is that it's very comparable and very similar to the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, with slightly bit more coverage, bit more brightening, doesn't oxidize as badly and has a better shade selection. Creases slightly more, but other than that, they are very similar and both amazing concealers from the Drugstore, which I would highly recommend if you are looking for something with a very full coverage. But yeah, you guys, that has been for my video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, please like it and subscribe to me if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!